Toastmasters are fucking money.
Welcome
Welcome
to the podcast.
Welcome back.
Number 1000.
Carlos hurt his pinky.
Yeah, Sarah dug her goddamn nail into mine. Squirting blood everywhere.
Wait, what?
We're playing that game.
Oh, what is that game called?
The nail game?
The nail game.
Yeah.
You stick your finger on the table and then you use a knife. See
and you
if
nail
you
it.
get
You nail. Oh,
I
that
nailed it.
Nailed it. No. Welcome back to the podcast. No, we're going to be talking today about it's Christmas in what, a week and a half? Today's the 15th, Thursday.
Yeah, it's right around the corner.
For you guys, y'all be listening to this on Monday or later. But anyway, Christmas right around the corner, and then we got New Year's after that. It's always a weird time for the gym. I was talking to a buddy of mine I went to college with just the other day, and he was telling me that it's kind of like a hard time of year for him. He's like I'm still excited and motivated, but he's like I just find a hard time getting in to work out. He's a buddy from back home in Oklahoma.
Tell him to listen to David Goggins.
Yeah.
Yeah, people leave the gym for a little bit as if they had like a life or something.
No. CrossFit is
so
life.
Strange.
CrossFit is life.
CrossFit is life. Yeah.
It's a lifestyle. You don't have to do it every day, but shit. Giving it up for like a month,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to come back.
No, me neither. No, no, I do believe the holiday season is very tough to get through just because whenever we do go home, it's like we always do make an effort to exercise when we go to me and Britt, whenever we go on our Christmas vacation, if you want to call it that, but it's basically the day after we go skiing with our family. We always bring exercise equipment. We brought a bike and some dumbbells last year and different stuff just so we can work out during that time. We always kind of get made fun of. I feel like we do. Maybe not. But
fit shamed.
Fit shamed. But like her nieces jumped in with us last time. It was pretty cool. And then even like her brother, like her family's extremely competitive. So basically if you just tell them that you can do something better, they'll jump in and try.
So
I bet you can't do it.
You just Jedi'd them into working out.
Jedi mind trick.
What'd you say?
You're not as fit as you think you are.
What?
But like
Give me that dumbbell. What are we doing?
I can do 100
Give me
push-ups
that
in 2
thing
minutes.
that you're lifting. That thing.
Yeah. I'll pick the bike up over my head. But no, but I do believe working out during the holiday season, especially if you're someone that's kind of an outlier in your family that works out regularly and the rest of your family doesn't, it is, like you said, you do get fit shamed a little bit, so you kind of feel bad or any of those things.
But yeah, I mean, if you're getting fit shamed and you're that person that's literally had a couple beers and some chips and ate a little crappy and you're immediately working out to burn that off.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Really?
That's.
I don't even
No.
think of it. I used to think that
No.
way and then realized like that is really unhealthy and that made me hate the gym and really picky with food.
Yeah, it kind of turns food and the gym almost into a negative space. I get where people like earn your food and different stuff like that, where it's like work hard, those kinds of things. But if you're literally like, I drank last night, I need to get in here and do an hour's cardio in order to burn that off, it doesn't work that way.
Mm-hmm.
But during the holiday season, being prepared. So like, I think we should start it with. We talked before the podcast. We're going to talk about holidays and vacations just in general, like what equipment you should bring. Like, should you bring equipment? Do you have to? How long should you work out? Those kinds of things. I don't know. Where do you guys want to start? Do you want to start with the eating? You want to start with equipment? You want to start with what do you want to do?
Let's start with eating. Yes.
Ooh, I like that. Ooh, Picasso.
Carnivore diet.
Just eat only meat. Eat your fingers. But yes, eating during the holiday season, especially like Christmas, Thanksgiving, it's a lot of sweets. Everybody and their mom brings cookies and pies and all those kinds of things. I know the answer to this. Adrian, where do you start when you start eating? When you peruse the buffet of food? That's how you say it in French, right? Buffet. Is that a French word? Buffet.
Yes.
Every word.
What does it mean in French?
Every word's a French word.
Does it mean anything?
Well, I mean, it's the word for a buffet.
Well, duh, but does it just mean like a big table of food?
Yeah.
I'm glad I can figure out the definition.
Like, yeah, big table with like all sorts of different foods, and then you go and pick whatever you want.
Buffet. All right.
Is there like a
as
sweet
opposed
buffet and a
Ooh.
food buffet?
A fromage buffet?
Oh.
What's fromage?
What?
Omelette du.
You
It's
don't know what
cheese.
fromage is?
No.
Fromage is
Omelette.
cheese.
Cheese.
I'm not kosher.
That you're not Jewish.
No.
No.
I don't think that has anything to do with it.
French Jewish.
No. The only reason why I know what fromage means because of Dexter's Laboratory when I was a kid. He got a word, omelette du fromage, stuck in his head. Anyway.
But yeah,
trying
so
to learn
to
French.
answer your question,
Where do you start?
Where do I start? That's a tough one, but I don't know. I'll just go for what I like. There are certain things that I definitely avoid on purpose. Typically, anything that would be fried or anything that contains vegetable oils.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
What I meant by like, where do you start? Like, if you have like the whole buffet in front of you, the best place to start, I would say, would be able to go to the protein source first, because your initial thought's going to be to go pies, going to go fried foods, going to go stuffings, going to go all the sides, all the fixings, all those things that fill up your plate really quickly.
Yep.
I would say the first place to go would be to go towards the proteins and to make sure you fill your plate up plenty of that, because the satiety you get from eating the protein and fat will make you feel like you're a lot fuller, a lot quicker. Where if you're eating a lot of fried foods, a lot of those things, or like the sides and stuff, the stuff that tastes really good, that stuff's not going to make you feel as full as fast. So whenever you do choose those things, you'll end up overloading with carbs and sugars before you even get to the protein sources.
So when you're on vacations, you guys put everything out?
What do you mean?
Like growing up,
Yeah.
we would have the hors d'oeuvres, or the buffet style would be like segmented. Like you'd have shrimp cocktail with like
Okay, so you
pretzels and
guys do
stuff,
like
and then
appetizers
yeah,
and then
then dinner. There was never pie brought. Pie was always brought out last, or like strawberries and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, you had like your main course of stuff, and then obviously they're like, all right, let's get out desserts later.
But I noticed like at some of our like Friendsgivings that we've done, they put everything out.
Yeah, that's
like
what I'm used to.
cookies and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm used to with like family gatherings. That's a good
Okay.
point, because that's something I only speak from experience. It's like we always put out everything, and then you had like a little side table with all the desserts and stuff. Is it so? You guys kind of did like appetizers,
desserts and all that stuff were always put in
like
the
away,
fridge, and
basically.
they weren't out.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, I would say if you want, like if you want to stay in line with what you do the rest of the year, then like you said, prioritize protein first, and then if you're still hungry, just anything else. If you want to, I don't know, make like an exception, I would say it's okay to eat a little bit of everything, but then I would just say,
Adrian, naughty.
but the issue with people when they typically eat something that's outside of their diet is that they stop eating like a reasonable person, and they'll eat until their stomach is
that's me.
like hurts.
I'd do that really bad.
And I think that's the issue.
Yeah.
I think it's totally okay to have like a slice of pie or whatever makes you feel good, especially if you're with like family and you have like you just want to do the same thing as everyone else, but just eat like a normal person.
Yeah.
Instead of eating like 3 people, and you'll feel better.
That's what I tend to do, is eat like 3 people, and I'm not meaning that to be funny. Like I really do eat a lot of food, especially on holidays. One way, so if you're someone that's like you've got goals in the sense of I'm trying to lose weight, overall, like whether it be 10 pounds, 5 pounds, 100 pounds, whatever it is, if you're trying to stay on track and you got the holiday season coming up and it does make you a little nervous, like, oh man, I know how I'll eat. I know whenever they bring out, for me, it's like deviled eggs. I'll eat like 4 dozen deviled eggs. I just love them so much. But anyway, it's so good. But if you're someone like me that has those problems, one way to keep yourself from doing that is going to be to overload yourself with the healthier side of things first, then sprinkle in the rest of your plate with the other stuff. Is that, I don't know, I feel like that would be probably the best choice. That way, because you don't like your aunt that always brings the macaroni and cheese. You don't want to be like, I can't eat that. It's like, oh yeah, I got a little bit. It was really good. It's a way of being able to like mitigate
Respect.
Yeah, exactly.
Make your whoever made that just make them happy.
Yeah.
Or just lie and say that you're allergic to something. Now makes it a hell of a lot easier.
If you really don't want to eat it, then
Don't
fine.
eat it. But
Yeah.
like if you're gonna eat it, like it's all right. It's only 2-3 days.
No.
It's only a week.
That's
Like,
that's a good point too.
Let's be realistic on like what are you actually going to accomplish in a week? Like some people are like, oh, it's gone a week and I gained 10 pounds, and it's like, yeah, that's a lot of water weight, but you didn't lose a lot of muscle mass. You just
Yeah.
you ate a little unhealthy, and that really comes down to like what is everyone's goals. Like for me, when I go and do that, I now understand what being bloated feels like.
Mm-hmm.
Like it hurts. Like before it was just normal.
Yeah.
Like now if I have like I had a Guinness the other night with Gustav. I went home, my stomach was in so much pain.
Right.
So like I avoid certain things, and if I want to have one, I mitigate it. Like it's like the funny thing of talking to people about like their journey with nutrition and CrossFit or fitness is, you know, why do you do all these things? And it's like to feel better. So if certain things are going to make you not feel good, don't feel obligated or pressured into doing it. But also if you enjoy something, don't restrict it. Like still enjoy it. Like it's Christmas. You don't want to be that grumpy ass person that's like, I can't eat carrot cake. I can't have cookies. Like unless there's a goal, like if you're a bodybuilder and you have to meet, like I get certain things like that, but
Yeah, and that's where I was talking about is like so you can still consume those things and not feel like, you know, you're overindulging, or if you're someone that's like addicted to those kinds of things, like, oh, because like if I eat one rainbow chocolate chip cookie, I'm probably going to eat the whole sleeve. Like I can't just do one. And so
that's like Oreos.
Yeah, exactly. That's how a lot of people do with Oreos. So like that's why like for me I have to like do the other things. But agreed, don't feel bad if you have to say no. Like Adrian said, like you avoid certain foods.
Mm-hmm.
You just be like, no, I'm good. Like it's okay to say no to those kinds of
And
things.
we're all three different body types. Like you're a hard, you
I can eat whatever
You can eat whatever and it doesn't gain, but you can still feel it. But
Yeah.
going on aesthetics, you're a little bit different. It takes you a little bit more to put on mass if you want.
Are you calling me skinny?
Yeah. I'm the opposite. I can put on weight and it's not
Kill Cliff
muscle
almost
mass.
went up my nose.
Did you see how serious his face gets? He's like, "You calling me skinny?"
No, Britt will do that to
what
me.
would it matter if I called you skinny? You can fucking outlift me.
Britt calls me skinny
I-
sometimes.
I don't care. I don't care.
You're not small, but like you said the other day,
Yeah.
you were trying to put like you put on like 3 pounds, and you've been the dude eats 12 eggs. I can't even eat 12 eggs.
It's a lot of eggs.
That's right.
But like, you know what I
But,
mean? Like
yeah,
we
yeah,
all
yeah.
A
have
lot of
different.
carcinogen.
Like
Yeah, yeah, no,
everyone's
for sure.
different. Like
yeah, for sure.
so.
Yeah. No, but I almost made that Kill Cliff shoot up my nose. But
And no, I'm not saying he's skinny. For Christ's sake.
no, I am. I'm saying he's a skinny little.
It's all right. Members will gang up on you. Next class.
Picking on Frenchie. He's so sensitive.
No, I thought he was just saying people are just going to pick on me regardless. when I start coaching class.
That's normal. But I think for eating, though, to kind of put a bow on it and kind of so we can move on to the next part is it's okay to say no to certain foods. And if you're worried that once you start, you're not going to be able to stop, to overfill your food, your plate with the protein sources, with the kind of higher fat, higher protein content stuff like your meat, your turkey, your ham.
Now, like I would do like shrimp, or like if they have like pork belly, like big meats. If it's like prosciutto and salami,
Yeah, that's a good point.
that like you have heartburn, you have all those things.
Your charcuterie board.
Charcuterie board, yes.
I speak fluent French. Oui.
Oh, how do you say? What is the perfect pronunciation of?
Holy
Charcuterie.
Oh,
shit, really?
That's so wrong.
Is that really right?
Yeah.
Charcuterie?
Charcuterie, yeah.
But I'm saying it very American. Charcuterie?
Charcuterie.
Charcuterie.
Shark in a tree?
You got tree sharks over there?
Say it again.
Charcuterie.
God dang, that sounds
There's
so
like
good.
a at the end.
Yeah, charcuterie.
Hairball. For those of you who can't see us.
Oh, man, that's good. But yeah,
But yeah,
that's,
like,
that's a
just-
really good point.
Like I said, I think it's okay to say no to certain foods if you don't want to eat them. At the end of the day, you just eat whatever you want. But if you do want to eat things that you typically wouldn't eat, throughout the year, it's also okay. Just just don't overeat,
don't.
right? Like
don't.
go overboard.
Yeah. And then don't do what I do is like try to like explain what things are bad because no one on family dinners want to hear that
No,
shit.
it's like the vegan that walks in. It's like, let me tell you how good my food is.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, that's
Dude,
terrible.
Those that at our Friendsgiving we went to, there was a couple there that was vegan, and they had like their vegan turkey. And I asked the guy, I said, "What's in that?" I was like, "For real?" I was like, "I'm not being an ass. Like, what is that made of?" Because it was just like a pie looking thing.
Like a bun.
He goes, "I don't know, a bunch of weird shit." And I was like, "Best response of I don't know. It's just what we're eating." I was like, "All right, that works." But yeah, it's the same thing. He's like, you don't want to be that guy.
No, yeah, like
Like, did you guys know that? All right, cool. We're
alcohol is terrible for you. Like
Yeah.
Quincy Huberman lab. My
Yeah.
brother's like, I already know that. I was like, no, you got to look into it. Like it's as he's making a massive like margarita. I'm like, all right,
like-
never mind.
shooting yourself in the foot is really bad for you. I know. It's all right. But exercising on holidays and vacation. So if you're just going on like a general vacation that's like 2 or 3 days, take the vacation. Maybe your body needs the recovery. If you really feel like what we did when we went to Turkey over the summer, one day I did a bunch of
I was gonna
push-ups.
say you guys only worked out one day.
I did. Britt worked out every day.
you did?
Adrian didn't work out once.
0.
He didn't do
Well, that's
anything.
'cause
It was
he's
me and
lame.
Sharif. We were doing push-ups, and they had some like resistant bands. I was doing like curls with the bands. Basically, just did an upper body pump day one time. But it's like, take the vacation. It's okay to take it off. But if you're like gone for a week, 2 weeks, something like that, like you said earlier, Carlos, like if you're taking the month, man, getting back in is really hard. I always use this example. One time we were going on a vacation with Britt's family, and we're on a cruise ship to go in Alaska. And on the drive up, we stopped. We went to Seattle, and we got on the boat there and went up. And on the way there, a buddy of mine from Oklahoma, him and his wife moved. She's from Washington. We went Spokane, I believe. Anyway, we stopped there, and I wanted to get a workout in because we'd been driving for hours, and I wanted to move. So he had like a slam ball. I literally just went to the corner, and I did. I think I did like 5 push-ups, 10 ball slams, 15 squats. Set a timer for 15 minutes. It just went through that. It sucked. I stood staring in a corner in their driveway outside by myself with some headphones in. I'm sure it looked freaking weird, but regardless, it was like I was able to move, get a workout in, call it good. Or I could have done it for 10 minutes, could have done it for 5 minutes. But regardless, it doesn't take much to move. Like the slam ball could have been substituted with like sit-ups or something. But is there anything that you guys typically try to bring whenever you're like, okay, I'm going on vacation, I'm going to be gone for like a week, I want to be able to keep moving? Like if you don't have access to a gym, is there something you try to use? I have my ideas, and I know from experience of people that's done things and my experience.
Okay. I'm still thinking about what
If I'm gonna bring anything,
I bring these
it would-
guns.
How you get through TSA with them guns?
it would just be my jump rope
Yeah,
because
it's easy, light,
Yeah.
small.
and then my shoes, which I typically take
Your shoes,
with me everywhere. Yeah.
like you're just
that's about
CrossFit
it.
shoes.
Oh, and my wrist wraps.
Oh, do you really?
I don't know.
Okay, it's like, do you really?
Knee sleeves and wrist wraps. He brings his whole gym bag.
No, if there's not going to be any access to a gym,
Mhm.
I may or may not bring my jump rope. I mean, there's even so much you can do even without a jump rope. Just I don't know, like burpees, push-ups, sit-ups. You can go do like hill runs. If you're
High
at-
knees, butt knees. Oh, dude, we did. We went to Costa Rica when me and Britt got married. There was a hill that you had to go. They had to go up to get. It was like the driveway to get to the end. So the driveway was so steep that there could only be one person in the van to go up. Otherwise, it wouldn't go. So every time we got back, we had to get out and we had to walk up this hill. That it was so ungodly steep. It was ridiculous. Van's like trying to make it. So we did a workout, obviously, as we do. So we sprinted up the hill and did burpees at the top. It was the worst thing ever. It was so bad. But anyway,
Roll down.
yeah, dude, it was yes. They had an elevator. No, I'm just kidding. They did not. But yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
and other than that, depending on where you go, I would probably encourage people to try and like use their environment.
Like tree
Like to
pull-ups.
work out. Like if you go to the mountain, just go hike, do things like that. If you go to the beach, then just go for a swim. Use your fitness.
Spike ball.
outside the gym.
Yeah.
Spike ball is a good one, but you can't redo that on your own.
You could try.
You can put it up at an angle.
Get mad at yourself. Yeah, just keep hitting the ball back and forth.
But yeah, I think there's nothing wrong with like like you said earlier, if you're only out for like a few days to kind of take some time off, especially if you're someone who comes in religiously like 6 days a week, and if you have like a few aches and pains, just
take the time.
Use the opportunity to recover. If you're going to be out for a little longer, then maybe do a couple of things. Maybe one day you can just go like for a run. Other days you can do push-ups. Other days you can do burpees, sit-ups. There's a ton of stuff that you can do. Like the first one that always comes to my mind is like 7 minutes of burpees, which really doesn't seem like much, but
You can do 125 in that time.
I can't. I think my PR is like 80.
I think if you were going next to us, you would. 'Cause
Nope.
You hate
I've been
losing.
next to people. Burpees, I just can't ever. Anyway.
Yeah, but you don't like losing.
I
If
hate
I was
losing.
ahead of you, you'd probably try to beat me.
You've not seen me do burpees then. But yeah,
all
no,
that
that's
to
good.
say
That's a
that,
good point.
And if you are someone who doesn't have double unders yet, then you can bring a jump rope and then you just use whatever free time you have to kind of like practice outside of a workout environment.
Yeah, I really think that COVID kind of like that shutdown really taught people how to utilize their workout space. Because I've talked to a lot of people. I just had a conversation with a guy I was talking about. He was learning how to do wall walks on a corrugated like fence at a track because that was all they had. And it was like the first year that the Open come out with wall walks, and where he was, everything was shut down, so he couldn't work out. So he's like, yeah, we had to do them on the corrugated wall.
Why not a brick wall?
Well, I think they didn't have that. Have you ever been to a track and it's only fence around the corner?
yeah.
It was like that.
Okay.
But I know what you mean.
I was like,
But,
there's a building
yeah.
right near the tracks.
Yeah. Just go over there to that. But no, I really think that it kind of taught people how to be a little more creative with working out outside. But like Carlos, so what are your must-haves whenever you travel? Do you travel with anything?
Like I'll go back to when I first started CrossFit, like going on vacation. Like if we drove somewhere, you're gonna think this is crazy. Barbell with like 145 pounds of weights in
Really?
the back
You'd
with
always
2
bring that?
kettlebells.
How, like in a car?
Yeah.
How would
we
you
would-
store your bar? Like through the seat
we
or
would go
something?
straight up through the Lexus and then the
Okay.
back, and then we'd have 2 people. Then when you realize that you're not using any of that after like
Yeah.
you use it for one day,
Yeah.
kettlebell was always something that if we drove with, just having that to
Yeah.
do
Kettlebell,
some kettlebell
dumbbell.
workout or a flow routine. But then honestly, I stopped bringing anything because it was just, you just pack a bunch of stuff and you didn't use it. So I think, was it 5 years ago? It was called the Hundreds. So it was a start a clock. You have to partition 100 push-ups, 100 squats, 100 sit-ups,
Okay.
and do it as fast as you can. And I did that every day as like my start of my morning. And we had a bunch of people started, so I just kept doing that. Like that was enough for me for a workout where
Yeah, it's perfect.
it kind of made me feel good. Like it wasn't that I had to work out. I feel like what we talked about me working out 7 days a week is
Yeah.
I just feel better.
It's a routine, and then too,
Yeah.
it's just kind of like your meditation time to like.
Yeah, and it's not anything like I'm not sore from it.
Yeah.
Like you said, is start a clock for 10 minutes. Do a 10, 15, 20-minute AMRAP throughout the week and use those 3 movements. Switch up squats with lunges.
Yeah.
But you can just
Lunge,
make up,
yeah, lunge is
like,
a good one.
you know what I mean? Like lunges, or you're at the beach. We used to do this one all the time and be like, all right, start a clock, 1 minute run down the beach. We hit a minute, 30 sit-ups. When
Do
you're
it
at 30
again.
sit-ups, keep running another minute. And then we would just jog back.
Oh, that's smart.
So we pick like 4 movements. I mean, sit-ups sucks in the sand.
Yeah.
And then we would like swim back.
Oh,
That doesn't really
gross.
help when the current's taking you back. So
I would drown. Every time you guys bring up swimming, I'm like, cool. So drowning for 30 minutes. Great. But no,
but yeah, just picking like if I physically enjoy working out as like the start of my day
Yeah.
or
yeah, and to be honest, I think when you're on vacation, that's probably the best time. I know, like for me personally, I suck ass at waking up in the mornings, but on sometimes, like I'll end the day with that when everybody else is kind of going to bed, or first thing because during the middle of the day, whenever it's like, why you always got to go work out? Just come hang out with family. How often do you hang out with us?
yeah.
Yeah, it's almost better to
I don't
knock.
want to because I don't
You're
want to
right.
deal with
Because
what
I don't
you
want to. You need a break. But no, I think you're onto something there with the first thing in the morning because one, you're getting it out of the way, like in the way of you don't have to stress about trying to like cut
It's-
off other people or
Yeah,
You know,
or even during the work week, with some people have like really tight schedules with their kids and work.
yeah,
You can't get to the gym. If you wake up 10 minutes early and just start a clock 10, it sucks. But then as you do it every day, like
Becomes
I
habit.
remember getting up at 4:30 in the morning before teaching 5 o'clock class,
yeah.
and I think I got it down to like 7 minutes. I was able to do it, and I'd be huffing and puffing, but I was ready to go.
Yeah.
Like it was.
I was doing that for a little bit last year. I'd get up at 4:15, come to the gym and work out before the 5:30 class, and I really would. I did that for almost like 3 months. And Britt used to be like, "Why are you doing this?" I'm like, "I don't know, because I love the energy I feel to coach a class first thing." 'Cause that first morning's like, "All right, guys, let's go on rower."
Coffee just doesn't do it. Like I never even drank coffee till I moved here. So like it was, as soon as you cranked up the music, I was ready to go. But then it starts to fizzle.
Yeah,
Like you're.
but I think
what were you laughing at? About
Yeah.
what I say,
Nothing.
nothing.
dude?
Adrian does do that a lot. I'll be hanging out with him,
It's
and
because
he's just like,
he thought of a joke in
he's
his
just like,
head.
I'm like, what are you doing? You're just laughing over there like a freaking, like the evil villain of the story, just like freaking weirdo.
Keep myself entertained.
He's like, he hears us talking. It's like wah 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 wah
Yeah,
wah 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 wah.
These idiots the whole time. Fucking idiot. Just talking to himself in French because he tries to act like he doesn't know French. But yeah, I think that's really good for me. I used to have my backpack, and I would stuff it full of all my clothes, and then I would just try to filter in the rest of workout gear. Like I used to bring like lifters if I knew I was going to a gym. I'd bring my wrist wraps, grips, jump rope. I'd bring everything. And then now I'm to the point where I pack my jump rope and grips if I have access to a gym. If I don't even bring my jump rope. I don't care. I used to really care and try to bring like neatly everything.
Yeah, because you got to be prepared for anything. I
Yeah,
mean,
the unknown unknowable.
when you first started CrossFit, I don't know about you. We talked about this.
Yeah.
You should just show up with a roll of
Well,
athletic tape.
Well, my starting CrossFit was a little
Not even
different.
that.
Mine was
No, not even that.
well. My first year and a half, 2 years of working out, 3 years. I was in a Globo gym, so I wasn't even in a CrossFit gym. So like athletic tape, chalk. I didn't know people use chalk until almost 2.5 years in.
Did you use a
lacrosse ball. I did
No,
shove
no.
it deep up my what?
a weight belt? A weight belt to do curls or push-ups?
You said double weight belt. Like
I
for
actually did not. And then one time I was doing Diane and I couldn't walk for a week because I did not bend my knees in deadlifts. I'm not kidding. I
Oh, you just
literally
did
couldn't walk.
Romanian deadlifts. They're
Yeah,
awesome.
the entire time. And that's why I have a really strong lower back. But
Got some giant ass sausages. Like
yeah, it's like spinal erectors are
I think your lower
Way
rectors are like
overdeveloped.
my quads.
stupid. Yeah, I don't. It's not. Every time I get a massage, like Lemmy was working on me once, and he was like, "Jesus Christ!" He was like standing on my back. Anyway, you okay, pal?
Yep.
But yeah, and then once I found CrossFit, I wrapped myself 6 times with my belt. You know, that's when I really.
I think
was
there's
like,
some
oh.
of our clients that do go on vacation and will make sure that there's a CrossFit gym within the vicinity.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, I used to do
that's-
that.
Yeah. Well, not on vacation, but no, we
When
do
you're
do that on
traveling.
vacation. No, every time me and Britt do, we always look up the CrossFit gyms near us.
Okay, it's just
Yeah.
cool to drop in,
Yeah.
but you don't really
You got
need
to get
a
a shirt.
Yes, that was always key because there's
Yeah.
always cool shirts.
Yeah.
I love the one this dude had of like a 1950s mom. Someone's gonna get offended by this, but it said, "I am wrapped your grandma."
Oh, that's gold.
And what?
I am wrapped
I
your
am
grandma.
wrapped your grandma. It was a woman on like a cake and like a 1950s like pinup.
Yes, that is gold. Now, one of my favorite shirts is from another gym that I actually a member. She went on vacation and thought I would like it, so she bought the shirt for me. It says "I play CrossFit." It's my favorite shirt, like legit. I want to make a Ute CrossFit shirt of that for so long, but the old ball and chain won't let me. She's over here to the right listening. But no, it's one of my favorite shirts. But yeah, whenever you guys, that's another good point is when you do travel, if you're going somewhere you've never been before, look up, just type in, there's a place on the CrossFit .com. If you go there, it can the affiliate map is what it's
Yeah.
called. You can just zoom in or type in where you're going, and it'll have a list of all the affiliates. And what I always tell people is go click on the websites, because then you can actually see, like, I always want to know, what does the gym look like? What do their workouts look like? That's personally just because, like,
Yeah,
I don't want to show up somewhere that's like super remedial, and I don't mean that in a negative way, but it's just kind of like going back to the Tommy and me dropping into that gym. It was like 10 minutes to work on dubs. I'm like, oh God. This is going to be a long 10 minutes. But anyway, it's something like that. And plus, I just kind of like to have an idea of what I'm getting myself into. If it's because I feel like there's a lot more of like functional fitness gyms that like they don't do Olympic weightlifting, they don't use a barbell, they don't, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just the type of fitness that I don't want to participate in. There's nothing wrong with it, but I just don't want to do it because that's personally, it's like Zumba. I will never do Zumba because I just don't find that fun for me.
Dude, my buddy
People
was
do.
doing Zumba when we were in Mexico and blew out his AC.
Oh my God. That's good. You
He,
should have
like,
been wearing
got
knee
up-
sleeves.
Oh, dude, it was so good.
But no, I think that's a really good point. Whenever you're trying to exercise and you're trying to plan ahead, look up. We get emails all the time during the season. Britt's constantly getting phone calls and emails from people that are like, "Hey, I'm in town for holiday season. What's your class schedule? What's going on?" Email people and ask, and then see what's going on. The bad part is whenever some gyms just don't respond to stuff.
Yeah, it's tough, but I mean, that's where like
show up.
yeah, just
That's
show,
what I do.
show up or just ask someone in the gym like, "Oh, you're from," like people that'll go to Philly be like, "Oh, I'm going to visit Philly. Where should I go?" I'm like, "You should go here. You should try this out.
Yeah.
My gym's here, but I know like I could pretty much name all the gyms in
Philly, yeah.
that area." But like I love when someone's like, "Oh, I'm going to California. Like, what gym should I go?" I'm
Yeah.
like, I have no clue.
Yeah, they always ask me that too, and I'm like, well, I kind of have an idea of, but
Invictus is a beautiful gym in San Diego.
Yeah.
I don't know as far as programming and stuff like that.
or even proximity to where they're going.
Yeah, but yeah,
But I think looking up gyms, I will say though, we went into this smaller town in Colorado last year, and I looked up the local CrossFit gym. There was one, and it said no drop-ins allowed. I was
Wow.
like, oh, all right, well, guess I'm not going there.
Was
There was
it there?
another one that would never answer anything, so I showed up, and on their wall it said something about like if it's past the hour, you can't go in, so at all. So I was like, well, fuck,
I
like
love that gym.
if I'm brand new, that just completely shuts me out.
Oh yeah.
You know, I know you
There's
like
pe-
that
there's-
gym, but
No, and it's not because of that, dude. Like if you're working, I'm not mad if you show up late.
Well,
like, that's
also, like
part of life.
how many times do you like, oh man, that's a cool store, I want to swing in there and see what's going on, and they're like, oh, you can't. Like I was going to join a Bikram, like a hot yoga thing down the
Yeah.
road, and I went there to go talk to them, and it was 2 minutes past their class time. Doors are locked, can't go in, can't talk to anybody. I haven't been back. And it's not because I'm like, oh, screw them guys. It's just kind of like, well, that turns me off because it's like, sorry, I didn't show up 5 minutes before the hour. I didn't know that because I'm not a member. So how am I supposed to know? So I didn't show up even from that point on. So that's potential members being lost. That's potential drop-ins being lost.
Oh,
You know,
we're not supposed to lock the door after class starts.
no, you're not,
Okay.
Carlos.
I only did it
Because-
once.
Yeah, I know. But no, it's just I feel like doing stuff like that just kind of like turns people off from there. At least it does me. And that wasn't a direct talk about from you doing that one time. I was just saying.
No, I know.
But,
no,
I
I
was just
I
kind
get
of
it.
like I was just kind of like, oh man, that sucks. Like I really wanted to jump into their class and maybe talk to them. Another gym I dropped into at another place we went to. It was during COVID, so it was like I had to wear my mask the whole time, and they were like, I can't remember. They were like, I think they said they started a class. There was a reason I did our class programming. I didn't do theirs. I can't remember now why. It wasn't because of anything like, oh, I need to do my personal programming. I can't remember why. I think it was during COVID. They weren't allowing people to like
Share equipment.
yeah, something like that. So I had to go do my own thing. But anyway, it was just like that guy was cool. It was super nice. I just came in, filled out the waiver, and he's like, yeah, you can use any of whatever over here. You got any questions, ask. Super nice. I was like, cool. And if anybody ever goes and drops into the gym, hey, it was this gym. I think it was like Elevated CrossFit or CrossFit Elevated,
Okay.
something like that.
Where
Anyway,
was that? Colorado.
yeah, I was in Colorado. But that's a good point is whenever you are traveling, if you're going somewhere new or even maybe like to your hometown that you just never did CrossFit there, look up local CrossFit gyms and see if you can drop in. Like you brought up a point about a few members in the past that like when they do travel for the holiday and they drop into their old gym, they crush the workouts or they do. It's a good litmus test to figure out like, have you gotten fitter since you were at your old gym or have you not? You know, I think that's a cool way to look at it. But
no, I think that's really good.
But if you're just looking for exercise and you can't drop into a gym, like bring the bare minimum, something in case. Like I would plan for, like you said, like you're only going to have 5, 10, 15 minutes or something like that first thing in the morning. Or like for me, it's late in the evening. Like everybody's going to bed. Or I'm going to go do some dumbbell snatches and burpees over a dumbbell.
Let's talk about like on vacation. So we talked about equipment. Like, what if you're not staying with family? There's no CrossFit gym, but there's a hotel gym.
Oh yeah, hotel
I don't
fitness
know,
gyms.
I hate wearing these retainers.
Oh, do you feel like you have a lisp?
Hi, guys.
Whenever
You
you're
guys
shopping when you're shopping into a CrossFit gym, that's what we're gonna do.
Did you hear me saying squat snatch? Dude, it would get
Squat
caught.
snatch.
Oh man, did I ever tell you the story about the time I was an ass and
What's
asked
that
the guy with the
movement?
lisp to repeat himself?
No.
Oh man, I still feel bad, but it made me laugh so hard. Sorry if you have a speech impediment. That's not your fault. But this guy, he said, he asked me something about on the weekend. Piece of shit. He said, he asked me something about what'd you do this weekend, and I was like, oh, I did whatever. And he's like, oh man, sweetness. And I was like, I have to hear that again. I said, what? I'm sorry. He goes, sweetness. I said, dude, I really can't hear you. This, so and so's loud. I was like, what'd you say? He said, oh, it's okay, man. I said sweetness. I was like, oh, sweetness. All right, cool.
Dude, I just
Man.
spit on myself.
I feel bad. I'm an asshole, but it makes me laugh. Sorry. It's like when someone else gets hurt. Adrian laughs.
Don't lie.
No.
Nut shots are hilarious.
Oh, they're so good. Oh God, it's like the
Or even watching the video, I'm sorry, of what's her name biting it hard onto the ground playing that game.
Sarah when she ate shit playing. What was the game called again? Handball.
Turf ball.
Turf ball.
ball.
I
keep wanting to
thought
say
you
handball.
plowed into her and knocked her down.
No, we just
I think you did.
tangled our feet.
Oh, you just tried to.
No, I thought like he full back, like just like
Oh,
by
just stiff shouldered her. But no. What were we even talking about before you say sweetness?
I was thinking about like
Hotel gym.
hotel
Oh,
gyms.
hotel gyms.
And squat snatches.
So I can't. He's at the hotel gym. We're gonna get
Isn't that the
canceled for
dude from what's it, Rugrats?
God, Rugrats. I hadn't heard that in a long time.
All right.
All right.
Shut up.
Shut up. Well, one way to get looked at funny without a lisp is to do a CrossFit workout in a hotel gym. Every time they do that, they're all like, people are looking at me weird. No, they always have a dumbbell rack. Always. They always have like a multi-function machine, which is like a like plates, the cable flies,
Cable
stuff like that.
flies,
There's always a
curls.
pull-up bar. Typically have to do strict. If you do kipping, they will still look at you even weirder. But no, that's a really good idea. If you're on vacation in a hotel gym, I would check it out. A lot of hotel gyms, I don't know if you've seen where they're starting to add functional fitness gyms in there.
No
So it's like a
shit.
full CrossFit gym.
No way.
Yeah, it's like I've heard people be like, yeah, they had rowers, they had ski ergs or something like that, or like they have barbells with bumper plates. Like, yeah, I'm like, wow, that's awesome.
I guess I'm not rich enough to go to.
There was one guy I was talking to. I need to message him about this. He was talking about opening a chain of hotels that would have like a CrossFit gym in there, and then also a like meal prep service. Because he was talking about, he's very wealthy, but he was talking about like when he travels, he always has to have his assistant look ahead at all these different things. Because he's like, I always have to go to a Whole Foods in order to get some like decent food, but a lot of towns or cities don't have them within like driving range.
I think it would kill in like Salt Lake City, New
Yeah,
York,
and
like
that's
Chicago.
what he's
like
talking about, the
Big Five.
flagship gym or cities. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah, I think that would, dude, that would be.
That's a pretty good idea.
Yeah, but anyway, I think hotel gyms are amazing because there's so much you can do with that because they always have dumbbells, they always have a treadmill, they always have some kind of like open floor area. So like burpees, like you said earlier, like 7 minutes of burpees you could do catching the sun. You could do something. Work hard, play hard. That's what mine says. Yours says talent wins games, but teamwork and intelligence wins championships. I was meet Mikael Jordan. Mikael, is that how you say Michael in French? Just Michael? Is there a French version of Michael?
Mikael.
Mikael.
But
But no, I think hotel gyms are really good, especially if you're going somewhere that you don't really have access to a CrossFit gym or something that's within driving distance, or like if you're not having to like, if it's gonna really put a damper on your day for trying to make access to that, go to a hotel gym. I think those are really good.
Yeah.
I have a list of like workouts that I've written for people over the time, and in my notes in my phone. If you ever need those workouts and you're traveling, let me know at the gym and I'll text it to you.
We should just throw those on SugarWOD and put it as like the benchmark stuff. Maybe just throw them all on there.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. Just call them like
think it
Travel
just-
WOD 1, Travel WOD 2. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, I'll do that. So I'll let you guys know whenever I do that and to make sure I can give you like full details on how to access that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I did. Have you guys worked out in hotels in their gyms?
Mm-mm.
I've been that weirdo
No.
doing the treadmills, and then people walk in, and there's 5 of us doing burpees on the floor, and there's no room because it's like you have that multi-unit thing, 3 treadmills, and then like minimal space.
It's like
I think
space
that
to
was-
walk, and you're
I
doing.
think it was the
burpees.
one year I was coaching regionals, and we had like a day off, and a bunch of us just decided to work out because you couldn't go and work out at the where they were hosting, and I think we didn't feel like the class schedules for some of the CrossFit gyms weren't available.
Right, they didn't really work out for you.
But yeah, I mean, it's just fun. Just like again, like if you're dreading it or you're hungover, like it's all right to skip.
Yeah.
But that was what I was
Or
gonna-
if you're feeling like hungover or whatever, go for a walk. Go for an easy hike. Go for something that's just moving. It's okay just to walk.
and
Sometimes,
then
as much
I was
as I
gonna
hate it.
I was gonna throw out there with the hotel. So and then exercise, like how
hate
frequently,
it.
like
I hate
if I'm
walking.
going away for 3 days, like should I work out once? Should I work out 3 times? If
Yeah.
I'm gone for 2
If you're doing like a
weeks?
Friday,
6.
Saturday, Sunday, you need to work
2
out
days.
6 times in that 3 days.
Yeah.
No, it's okay to take the week off. It's okay. Like I do agree with you, Carlos, on earlier you're talking about you don't have to earn your whatever. Like if
Yeah.
you eat like crap on Christmas, don't feel like you need to go the next day and destroy yourself because you ate like shit. Like it's okay to eat like shit.
Like if you just want to go out and work out because you
enjoy
want
it and you
to,
need and
like go for it. Or like even if it's like I just need something to do, like my family's stressing me out, or
yeah.
I'm stressed out about like not being at the gym.
What are you laughing about, Adrian? Got another joke?
I'm just happy.
He's like squirming around.
I
on
know. You turn your mic sideways.
Yeah.
There we go. Carlos is by his crotch. So
Come on.
whenever you're working out, just no, I'm just kidding.
Does it sound that?
No, it
because
doesn't
I
sound
keep
that bad.
doing what you told me
Yeah.
not to do. Keep leaning in. Like
Yeah, it's all good. But no, I feel like we've really touched on a few things. Is there anything else with like vacation, holiday seasons, those things that you guys can think of that's something specific to like y'all have experienced in the past?
if you get fit shamed, you should fat shame your family. Then
Good idea. Like you always care about your workout. All you care about is being fat. No, I'm just kidding. No, fit shaming is something that happens, and if it does happen to you, I was I'm trying to think of what it was. I think it was Adrian Conway made a post about it might not have been him. Like some people get really shamed on like how much they like to exercise and how much they like to focus on their health and those things. And if you're one of those people, like don't take it personally. A lot of times it comes from like a bit of not necessarily jealousy, but maybe envy because they don't have the discipline and willpower in order to push themselves to exercise every day and to try to move every day because they don't see the value in it, or they just don't feel like that they can do it. So a lot of times people will do like we call fit shaming, because they feel bad for themselves, so they want to cut you down to make you feel bad for doing something. So if someone is saying like, "Oh, your exercising makes me feel bad," or something like that, it's like, dude, I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing this for me. So remember that at the end of the day, if you're making healthy choices on your food, if you're making healthy choices by trying to exercise, like Carlos said, first thing in the morning, or just whenever, if you're making the choice during the middle of the day to leave your family or to leave for like an hour or two, like don't feel bad because at the end of the day, it's you. Like you are exercising for you most of the time, and that helps you in the long run. It helps you be around your family longer. It helps you be able to be more active if you have children. So if you do get fit shamed, don't feel bad. Try not to feel too bad and try to keep your head up and try to keep focusing on what you've been focusing on for the whole year or for the last month or for the last 2 weeks, whatever you've been doing, because that at the end of the day, it doesn't help. It doesn't help to feel bad and be like, oh, they're right. I need to quit worrying about, being healthy.
yeah, it's like the opposite end too. Is like when you go on vacation, is like all the rules are out the window. I'm getting drunk. I'm eating whatever I want. I'm doing that. Like
Yeah.
I don't think that's healthy either.
No.
So maybe like in between a little bit. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, but I mean, if your goal is to take completely off, because like whenever we went to Turkey for like a week and a half, it was just kind of like, yeah, I'm going to take this whole time and not do anything because that was what I wanted to do, and that's what I did. But if you have a goal of wanting to exercise.
Yeah.
If you want to move, do lunges, whatever.
Sure.
I really like the idea of like if you're on vacation, trying to And that's just something that I like, is trying to do like things outside of the gym as much as possible.
Yeah, that's
Because
really
for
good.
once you have the opportunity, depending on where you go,
Yeah.
like, doing like a lot of swimming or hiking or whatever.
Ride a unicycle.
Yep.
With some circus music playing in the background.
Yep.
That's what I need.
Yeah, so just, I don't know, if you're going hiking, then you can just grab like a tree log and just lift it over your head,
Clean
throw
jerk
it,
it,
make
snatch
sure you
it.
grunt a lot at the same time.
Increases power.
If you go, towards some ruins or something like that, try and find a big rock, lift over your head, throw it on someone else.
Show them how big of
Thanks.
a man you
I
are.
like how you look at me. Definitely not going on vacation with him ever.
Yeah. No,
I may not come back.
I hate. I. If you know me, you know I hate hiking. I just don't like it. I don't know why. I just hate.
Can I elaborate on how bad he likes hiking?
Yeah,
I text him. I go, "Hey Matt, how's that hike? What does it look like?" He goes, the exact response. Trees and mountains and rocks.
the usual.
The
I
usual
don't remember what I
explanation point.
I don't
I was
remember
like,
what it
wow, it's really exciting. There's nothing new.
said. No, I mean it's trees, leaves, and wildlife.
The
I-
foliage.
I just hate hiking. I don't know. It's so boring.
I want to do that.
It always cracks me up when I like. What do you like to do for fun? Oh, I love hiking. I'm like,
It's relaxing.
okay, that's fine. I mean, it's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying like it's if you love really walking and hiking, go do it.
If you like it, it's miserable, but it's like enjoyable when you get to the top to enjoy the scenery.
Yeah.
But going up
So a lot
is
of people,
not fun.
a lot of people, it's not. A lot of people enjoy that. Like they're
I like
really
running down.
Oh, I don't. That blows
That's like
my
someone
knees out.
saying they enjoy getting tattooed. I don't buy it. I've gotten tons of tattoos. The shit hurts.
Yeah, it hurts every
It's
time.
not fun.
No, it's not.
Working out is kind of the same thing, right? I
Yeah.
mean, like the whole time you're suffering.
Yeah, it's true. But then you're good at some stuff, and it makes it enjoyable for that split moment.
But
The process is not easy.
yeah, the end product is kind of the
The,
reason.
the reward is like, it's at the end of the workout,
Yeah,
right?
at the top of the hill that you just climbed.
You start
No,
all
so what I was
over.
going to say was like in Turkey, every time they were like, "You want to go on a hike?" I was like, "Yeah, let's go," because I don't do it normally, and we're in somewhere where I don't ever get to see that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like I really like that, Adrian. It's kind of like if there's a place that a lot of people do cycling, if they go rent a bike and go right around town, or hiking, or go walking around town. Like a couple Halloweens ago, my sister was in town, and I was like, let's just go walk downtown. Like I've never done it, and I hate walking, but let's go do it. Like, cause it was just fun for me. It was just fun to go do something slightly different, even though I hated it. But no, I think so. I think that's a really good point. When you do go on vacation, do something that you normally wouldn't. Not cocaine. Just go, go walk, go for a hike,
Little action. Start with a Jeffrey first.
pop a Molly first, and go from there. But no, do something that's slightly out of the ordinary that you normally wouldn't, and enjoy the place. And just because you don't get in your normal routine of exercising, it's okay. If you're someone who is very routine oriented and you absolutely feel like you need to do that in order to relieve some stress or to get back in your routine, kind of like Carlos, that's okay too. Like figure out what works for you and what you feel the best. If trying to exercise, and I had this conversation with someone the other day about what Adrian always brings up, if what you're trying to do is bringing more stress than what you're actually doing, then it's not worth it. So if
Exactly.
trying to exercise, trying to find somewhere to work out, trying to navigate through time and stuff like that brings stress, don't do it, because the positives you're getting from that exercise isn't going to negate the negatives you're getting from that super added stress. Now, if it's just slightly stressful, or it's like, oh, okay, I need to just juggle a couple things and then go do it. But if you're just kind of like, oh, I need to get there and I need to work out, I need to do this. Okay, well, I don't want to. If it's really overwhelming,
Yeah.
figure out a way to not do that. Maybe go for a walk. Maybe go in the corner and do burpees. Maybe just go whatever. Like I hate burpees, hate them with passion. But the 7 minutes of burpees is a great thing to do because you can shut your brain off. You're in that moment. You're trying to think about how much time you have left, and you can finish it. On food, try to fill up with protein first. That way you don't dip so much into like the sweets and those things as heavily as you would if you just kind of like got a little bit of everything, because then you're going to dive really deep into the bad stuff.
Yeah.
on bringing equipment, bringing nothing, you don't need it. You don't need anything. But if you have the room, if you have the capability, bring whatever. I think this year we're going to try to bring a ski erg with us.
It's nice to have
Colorado.
a rower or something.
You guys are
Yeah.
flying with a
Put a
ski
rower
erg?
in your backpack.
No, we're driving. We're not flying.
I know.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in my back pocket. What is that? It's my emotional relief ski erg. I need it. it's. I'll just randomly start skiing 500 meters. But I think we're gonna try it because we're driving, so I'm gonna put it in the back of my truck, cover it up with everything, and go. But yeah, just like what you're capable of. Like Adrian always says, if it brings more stress to you than the positive of doing that, then don't worry about it.
But also, if it brings you joy and
Yeah, if it does,
happiness
yes,
and
do it.
like
Do it, do it, do
level-headed, do it.
Do it
Don't
100%.
Forget what anyone else is going to say.
Yes, 100%. 100%. I know we're kind of like leaving it wide open, but each person's different.
Yeah, like and family members, like that one thing you didn't touch on is like you may not get stressed out, but if your family member is stressed out or someone, a partner, girlfriend, boyfriend, and you're stressing them out, which then is going to give you stress and ruin the vacation.
Yeah, good point.
Be smart.
Yeah, don't do things to bring on added stress.
Yeah, like the holidays are a stressful thing, but they shouldn't be. It should be fun. You get to see family that you might not see, friends. You get to go out and do things. So, if it's a couple days in a week, indulge and enjoy, but don't feel like you can't do exercise or hold yourself accountable for certain things.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's everyone's individually. It's gonna have different things going
Agreed.
on.
True that.
Is that how you want to end it? There, Adrian, you want to add anything?
No, I think
Cool.
I think that was great.
Cool. All right. Well,
Bye, guys.
have fun this
Very
holiday
good.
season. Make choices that help benefit you.
That's right.
Later, bruh.
See you.
Oh yeah, we accept Christmas gifts too. By the way,
Yeah, Patreon. Hit up the Patreon.
The Venmo QR code is gonna be right here.
mailing address.
Yeah. All right, guys. Later.
Choose.